Hey guys, welcome back to your YouTube channel where we learn something new every day. And today we are going to learn about user forms. How we can add user form, how you can change the colors of user form, or how we can basically design the full user form, add elements like checkbox, list box and all, everything in user form. Coming up. Now, before we move on to today's topic, if you are new on this channel and wants to keep learning about VBA and become an expert in VBA, we share something new about VBA on this channel every day. So consider subscribing. Moving on to my screen. Now, as you can see on my screen right now, I have a button which is saying show user form, right? And once I click on it, you can see I get a user form 1. Right? And the way I have designed it right now is like there are two input options. So let's say I enter 4 in the first case and 5 in the number 2, right? And this is the result window. So I can add or multiply. So whatever I want, let's say I want to add them, I can get an addition, or if I want to multiply them, I can get the multiplication, right? This is just a simple user form that I have created for today's video, and I'll show you how you can add more stuff to this, right? So we'll move on to my VBA editor. You can press Alt and F11 on your end to create one. So we'll create a new one by clicking Insert and clicking on User Form, right? Once you have the user form, you can see right now it has the name User Form 2. You can resize it as per your requirement, how big you want, right? And once you have resized it, first option that you see below the name of the user form is the color of the background. Now you can select any background color. Let's say you select something like this, and you can select a border. So for example, there are system colors here, but we will go to palette to see more options. And let's say I select a dark black color for the borders. But you will notice that I still don't have any borders here. The reason for this is because the next option, which is border style, is none by default. So you have to click on it and select single, because that is the only other option. So now if you see this user form, you would see a black border coming up here. Obviously this is very small, I would say, but yes, that is the only option in the user form. Okay, so once we cover up about this borders, we are coming to user form 2, which is the caption here. So what do you want the title of the window when it pops up? So for example, I want welcome to the training, right? So now you see the title has changed, and again if I click on it, the same title will reflect at the top. So whatever you want to create for, you can change this name accordingly. Now we will talk about adding other functions in it, right? So for example, right now you don't have a toolbox coming up when you select the user form, right? So in that case, you have to click on View and then click on Toolbox. Once you have the toolbox, this looks something like this. And you can see this is a label. This is the text box. This is a combo box. This is a list box, checkbox, radio button or option button, toggles, and command button, next page, multiple page user forms also can be created. So all these options are available. Image can also be loaded to the user form. So all these options are available here. We will talk about them in more detail about everything else in the coming videos. But for today's video, I'll show you how I created a mini calculator kind of through user form. So first you will need few labels. So for example, I'll click on label, and I'll add few labels here. So let's say I change this to number 1, And I'll just copy this. You can copy so that formatting and everything remains same for the other text boxes also. Again, if you want different formatting, you can just copy paste and then change some of the formatting that you want, right? So you can also change the color, right, like of labels, so like yellow color or different font style or different border style. So all these options you can explore here. I'm not going in detail because these are very self-explanatory, right? So I'll just change the caption of them. All right, so this has to be number 3 and this has to be number 2. Or let's say this is not number 3, this is result. Right, so these are going to be captions. They don't change whenever you make any change in the user form. Obviously, you can do that change through macros. But for now, we will enter a few text boxes. Again, I'll copy this. Right. And what I've done is again, as you can see, all formats can be changed from here, like back color, back style, or border colors, or border style. What I've done is I've changed the back color to, kind of a little gray so that user can know that this is not input area and you just have to add things here, right? After that, we will need a few command buttons. So this is in the second line, second option. So let's say I say this as add and this as, so I'll just copy this again because we need 2 buttons. So I'll change first heading as add, like caption, and second heading as multiply. Right, I think the spelling is not correct. Multiply. Okay, so this way I created the user form. Now I'll just click on this and assign the macro, right? And I want user form 2 to show, which we just created 2 because 1 was already created, right? So I have assigned it like this. Now you can see a new user form is coming up with a green or yellow color here, right? But this is not working right now because we don't have any macro here. So for example, nothing is happening when I click on them. So I'll close this and go back again to VBA editor. Right, and click on user form. Now what I want to do is basically add a macro. So I'll just take the macro from here. It's very simple. So there are 2 macros which you will require, one for adding or one for multiplying, right? So for example, in command button 1 click, right? And so what I want when command button 1 is click, which is for add, I want user form 2 and the text value of third box. So I'll just show you to give you some reference. Okay, so this is text box 3. You can see the name here, right? This is text box 2. This is text box 1, right? So you can see the names here. This is command button 1 and this is command button 2, right? So for command button 1, what I want is that text box 3's value will be summation of user form 2 text box 1.text and text box 2.text, right? So I'll just close this for a while and show you the code. So this way you have to write user form 2, right? Because we want in effect to come in 2, then text box where we want the result, which is 3.text is equal to application.worksheet function.sum, then user form 2.text box 1.text. So basically the 2, I want to take the text from first 2 boxes and do the summation and put the result in third box. So this is what this macro is doing. But when we want to multiply it, it's very simple. You just have to apply multiplication sign, right? So that will take care of it, right? So text box 3 dot text is equal to then text box 1 dot text and text box 2 dot text, right? So this way you can write the macro. I'm not wasting time again because it's a very simple macro, right? So now we will see the user form and see if it started working or not. So let's say I'm doing 3 and 6, and if I do addition, you can see 9 is coming here. But if I do multiplication, 18 is coming here, right? So this is it about a simple designing of the the user form. In our coming videos, we will discuss about the other elements, like how you can add checkboxes, list boxes, combo boxes, multiple pages, and everything we will be discussing in our coming videos. So that's it for today's video. I hope this video is going to be useful for you. If yes, don't forget to hit the like button. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe and hit the bell icon if you haven't done that yet. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.